All right, what is going on, everybody? Quancredible here, and today we are going to be talking about Asta, and more specifically, what Asta is going to learn while he is in Wano Kuni. I mean, the land of the sun. So it's really interesting because a lot of people did speculate that is where he was going to be at the end of 336, and then at all of 337. Well, not all of it, because the beginning was, the Black Bulls talking about how they're going to find him, but the vast majority of 337 was just kind of really setting the stage for Asta to, understand where he is, kind of what's going on, and then give him a chance to get a power up while he is there, being in the land of sun and right in front of the, Shogun Yami's childhood friend, Ryuya. I believe that's how you say his name. Now, one of the more interesting things about this to me is the fact that we do know that Lucius's plan, his judgment day is going to happen in 7 days, meaning Asta more than likely is going to have 7 full days to train or basically learn whatever he needs to be stronger and pop back up and save the day. Because I mean, this is a shonen at the end of the day, so we do have to keep that like expectation there. Like that is the grand plan, no matter how people want to see it. He is going to have 7 days to learn, some type of power up or training to, essentially save everybody. And he's probably going to show up late because that's just kind of how heroes do it. But it really begs the question of what exactly could he learn that would make sense in 7 days. So as we already know about Asta's like super basic abilities, obviously he has anti-magic and a pretty good control over his anti-magic, in my opinion, at this point. And he has, enhanced strength, speed. He already has access to a key, so you can see attacks coming and all that. And it's one of those things where, like, what more could he add to the repertoire of that would make sense in Black Clover? The first thing that comes to mind immediately, since they're in the land of the sun, basically being a feudal Japan-esque area, would be new sword abilities. And this is kind of weird to me because I feel like this is what a lot of people are thinking is going to happen, but it doesn't really lead to much when you think about what sword abilities are, because when you think of sword abilities, you think of either the sword having some innate type of power, like such as like a bleach, a bankai, a shikai type thing, or you think about like just basic sword beams that you could see in like Legend of Zelda or in like freaking the samurais and Naruto, that you can kind of see a lot of places. But Asta already has access to that with his anti-magic slash, and in a world like Black Clover, just being able to just do it physically, I mean, that would be cool, I guess, but I feel like facing a magical opponent, a anti-magic slash would always be better than just a physical sword beam. So I mean, like, it's one of them ones where he already kind of has a better version of that built into his kit. And in terms of being able to fight better with a sword, that would be useful, and like, improving his swordsmanship would be useful, but at the same time, it's not really his swordsmanship that is holding him back. So I don't really know, like, I have no doubt his swordsmanship will improve through this, obviously training with master swordsmen, I'm sure, but I don't really know if this is really what he'll need for sure. I know another big one that makes a lot of sense would be better key control. Obviously, the Land of the Sun being where this whole key ability in Black Clover does originate, and at the moment it's kind of only limited to like precog, as well as like being able to like sense people's intentions. And even if you want to say Ryuya, you could even say his key is so powerful that this is what's letting him see this far into events and all that other kind of stuff. Really, key in Black Clover does appear to be some type of more supernatural ability, if that's how you want to take it. But if you draw outside of that and look at it, references from other media, obviously the most popular one being Dragon Ball Z, you could even say that Asta training in the Land of the Sun will possibly grant him access to even crazier abilities that could be likened to DBZ. I highly doubt we're going to see Asta flying around doing Kamehamehas Fortnite style, but it's possible that he may gain, enhanced key to even further boost his already crazy physical stats for the world of Black Clover. I think that's a very valid possibility, maybe through like some traditional waterfall training. I mean, we are in Wano, I mean, the land of the sun. So maybe I want to keep calling it Wano because we're fresh off of Wano, but it really is the land of the sun. But could see some of that since it is a more traditional Japanese style world. So some of that kind of training could possibly grant him some more key control. Now, one for me that I kind of like a lot personally, that I feel like maybe a lot of other people won't, would be a new weapon. As we do know, a lot of times in sword-based shows, a new weapon is a crazy power-up all in itself. Just look at one Roronoa Zoro. He got Enma. and that basically catapulted his stocks immediately. Like he went from just like a regular guy to basically having freaking king's conquerors or whatever. So I mean, a new weapon could do Asta very well. It could be some, maybe say, ancient sword that no one could wield except for him now apparently, and then this is going to give him a boost in power, and maybe his training is just getting him prepped to use that. Or you could even possibly go a more Bleach route, because we know that, Tabata is obviously inspired by Bleach. Most of the new gen mangaka are inspired by Bleach. I'm inspired by Bleach, but no, you go a Bleach route and say that maybe Asta could have his own sword forged for him that is specifically for him, because as we know, every weapon he's using right now technically already belonged to someone else, and then it was just kind of taken over by the anti-magic, and that's how he's able to wield it. But if he had one that was specifically made for him, that could potentially draw out more of his own power just from the blade being meant for you. So, that could be another way he could get a power up in these 7 days. And one of the last ways I think that he could, get a power up through training is maybe he has to confront some type of inner self. I know this is a common theme that we see in a lot of shonen that we haven't seen in Black Clover yet, such as Asta confronting some type of inner turmoil. I mean, we have already seen him confront Libby and, kind of beat him in a fight, but maybe there's like some type of training in this land where he can like fight himself, and then through that he unlocks some type of crazy power or power up, or enhance Asta transformation, or unlock his potential straight elder guru style. So maybe there's something within that would get him stronger. I mean, whatever it is, it's gonna have to be something that's gonna be that's gonna happen fast, because like I said, we only have 7 days, which realistically isn't a lot of time to go through some like super long form training program. I mean, granted, he already has the physical stats and abilities, and like his base is already so high that he probably won't have to do a lot of preliminary training to get right down to the meat and potatoes of whatever Ryuya is trying to teach him, or whatever Ryu is going to have someone else teach him. Now, I want to get this out of the way. I know it's kind of late for me to say this, but I don't think that they're going to use magic type abilities, or I don't think their primary thing is going to be magic. That's just kind of what I think right now. I think they might do something else, like go away from that, because as we know, Land of the Sun, Yami and them, they didn't really have grimoires. At least I don't know them to have grimoires at this moment. Granted, like I said, this is only being made as chapter 337 came out, so who knows what will happen in the future for that. But these are kind of just my thoughts on what I think are going to happen for his power up. I would love to know what you guys are thinking about in the comments. If you guys think it's going to be a new ability or a new weapon, or maybe he learned some crazy new attack, or some crazy key. Maybe he gets like a Trunk Spirit Bomb sword. Who knows? I would hate that, but maybe he does. Maybe it's a key Spirit Bomb sword. Who knows? It could be something crazy. Whatever it is, it's gonna have to be crazy to beat Lucius. So like I said, let me know what you guys think his power up is going to be in the comments down below. With that being said, make sure you guys like the video as well as subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will see you all in my next video.